And we're going to start here. Okay. Hi, Samantha. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm so glad that I finally got to meet you in person. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Like, I got myself here.
Well, that's good. Sometimes that's all we can ask for. So today's first appointment is going to go a little differently from what your future appointments are going to go through. Honestly, today's going to be a lot more of me talking versus you talking. Just so we can kind of go over all the rules and the setting and all that stuff. But before I dive into that, would you mind just giving me a quick, summary of why you have decided to seek out counseling services?
So, I think it was about 4 months ago, my husband died of breast cancer. And, I don't know, I think it's just been pretty hard for me, and my kids, they recommended maybe I go see someone.
Okay.
Talk to someone.
Okay, so your kids are in support of you being here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. And have you ever been in therapy before?
No.
Oh, this is your first time. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that making you feel anxious, or
Very
how are you doing with it?
I have no idea how this is going to help me. I don't want to drudge up the past.
I completely understand that, definitely. So let me give you kind of, just a quick summary of, what we're going to be doing and that kind of legal stuff. So we have HIPAA, which is confidentiality. So I want you to know that anything that you say in here is going to be kept between you and I. So even if it is, talking about your family or anything of that sort, that's completely confidential. That's not going to leave this room. The only time that I would have to break confidentiality is if I thought that you are in direct harm of yourself or of harming someone else. So that's just, really extreme circumstances if you come in here and tell me that you have a plan, you're going to kill yourself, or you have a plan, you're going to kill someone else. So beyond harming yourself or harming others, I'm not going to be, taking any of this information outside of the room. Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So just a couple things. Since you were referred through your work program, we are actually coordinated with them through our offices. So all of our billing goes through your work health insurance, which makes it really easy. You've just got your copay that you pay out front with our receptionist. And then we also have all of our business cards up there. So I'll walk you out at the end of the session, and I'll make sure you get one of my business cards. So if you ever need to cancel an appointment, make a last minute appointment, do any changes, you can just call the front desk there during normal business hours if you need to make any changes to that. And then if anything comes up after business hours, you're obviously welcome to just call and leave a message if it's not an emergency. However, if it is an emergency, if it's a life or death situation, we really urge you to call 911 or get yourself to an emergency room. Does that sound fair?
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So as long as you're fine with it, what the norm is for most of our sessions are, I usually see all of my clients normally once a week for 55 minutes. We can add more if that feels necessary. We can add less. But, it's normally 55-minute sessions where we can talk about whatever it is that's on your mind. We can talk about nothing. We can talk about everything. But, we do normally just once a week. I don't know, since you've never been in counseling before, if that's something that you're comfortable with or not. And, we can kind of change that as we go on.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay.
I like that.
And, the important thing about this is that it's mutual for both of us. It needs to be mutual decision making. It needs to be something that's comfortable for both of us. So if you don't feel that you're benefiting from coming every single week, if that's, dredging up too many things for you, we can obviously back off. If you feel that you need to be coming in more often, we can make that work. And then same with, if there's anything that we're doing in here that's making you uncomfortable, I want you to understand that you have complete control in the situation. So,
okay.
If you're uncomfortable at something, please tell me. If there's something that you don't want to talk about, that is completely okay. You are not obligated to answer any question. If it's something that makes you uncomfortable and you don't want to answer it, I'm fine with that. You are completely in control in the situation, so I don't want you to feel that you have to edit yourself or that you have to do anything, to not offend me or anything like that. This is your session. I want you to use it in the best way that's good for you.
Okay.
All right, so now that we have some of that nitty-gritty stuff out of the way, I just wanted to go through a quick assessment, get a little bit of your history. So you said that your spouse died about 4 months ago, and how long were you guys married?
We were married 40 years.
Oh, wow. It's a long time together.
Yeah.
So are you living alone now?
My daughter moved back in with me.
Your daughter moved in with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that after your spouse passed
Mhm.
away? Okay. Is that a short-term thing, or are we thinking long-term, or do you guys not really have a
It's
game
short
plan?
term.
Short-term?
It's
Okay.
short term.
And
Just to make sure I'm okay and everything is good.
Okay. Has that been helpful having her there, or
Yeah.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, I missed having her around, but she has her own family now.
Right. That's
so.
understandable. I get that. So your current family dynamic sounds like you've got your daughters living with you, but you mentioned kids plural. Do you have more children?
I also have a son.
Okay. And is he around locally, or is he far away?
Yeah. I mean, he's been really helpful too, but he travels a lot for work, so
Okay.
he didn't want to move in.
Okay. Do you consider, so you said it's nice having your daughter around, do you consider to be a support system?
Yeah. I think both my kids are really good, really big support systems.
Okay, that's
and
great.
they were really big support while he was sick.
Okay, good. That's good. Do you have any other close friends or family members that you would consider to be supportive?
Yeah, I think that everyone in my life, like I have a few close friends, and I don't really have any other family besides my kids and like their families and their kids, but everyone has been really helpful, really supportive, and to be honest, we saw it coming. It was more of a waiting game, so we were prepared, but now that he's actually gone, it's been like a reality of, oh, he's actually not here, and like dealing with all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. Well, I'm glad to hear, though. It sounds like you've got a pretty good social support system around you, so that's really awesome. Do you have, any leisure activities that you like to do to relieve stress as well, or is it mainly just socializing with family members?
I like to socialize. I like to be outdoors, so I like to go on hikes. I like to kayak. We really like to kayak together. I try to go and do like fun things for like my age group, like the people who are like getting their social security and like all of that stuff from us being old. But like the elderly classes at the local center and all that fun
That's
stuff.
awesome. So it sounds like you are pretty active.
Yeah.
So, since your kids did urge you to come in and seek counseling, do you, it sounds like you've got a lot of support systems, you've got a lot of stuff that keeps you busy. Have you noticed a change, or have your children noticed a change in your activity level since your spouse died, or?
I've been less active.
Less active?
I think that's what got them to make me like say, hey, it's time to go talk to someone.
Okay. Do you think that you've been less active just dealing with the aftermath of the death and like cleaning up all the loose ends, or do you think it's coming out of more of a lack of interest and lack of care to do stuff?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Like the reality of it, and then being kind of like, what's the point? Because he's not here, and I feel like I'm kind of old, so it's kind of like, again, like, what's the point? And then like,
Well, it sounds like you've got plenty of stuff that, being old hasn't stopped you in the past.
Right.
So, that is important to know. I am a little concerned, though. I mean, obviously a little bit, some small amounts of depression are more than normal after a spouse passes away, especially when you've been together for so long. But, that is something that we're going to want to keep an eye on, of just, making sure that you're keeping yourself healthy, that you're keeping yourself safe. I am grateful, that you took your kids' advice to come here, and sometimes just talking it out and, realizing the changes that have been happening can kind of just be enough of an eye-opener to kind of get yourself back to where you were before. Do you think, are you interested in becoming more social? Are you wanting to kind of get back to your old ways?
Yeah, but then there's this like pull, this tug at me that I don't want that without him. Like he's not here for that, like so I don't really want to I almost would feel guilty, like, or that I would feel like I'm making a new life and he's not here.
That's hard. Yeah, I get that. Have you, I don't know at all if this is your style, have you thought about going to any sort of support groups for people who've lost a spouse or a partner of any sort?
No.
I think that, it might be too early for that. It definitely needs to be something that you do when you're ready. But I think that it could be really nice to talk with people who are feeling the exact same thing. However, you have mentioned, though, you do seem to have all these friends that, you guys go out and do all your stuff. Is anyone else single or widowed, or is everyone coupled up?
Everyone's coupled up.
That sucks. That's rough.
Yeah.
Do you think that your kids would be willing to do some stuff with you to kind of get you out of the house?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I just want to, we want to keep you busy. I don't want you just sitting in a dark room, that's for sure. So if we could just get a couple more, sort of background stuff, just so I can have an understanding of what's been going on before your spouse passed away. So you mentioned that he had been sick for a while. Mm-hmm. How are you with your physical health? Do you have a history of any illness or anything of that sort?
No, yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
I see a primary care physician. Okay. I stay on top of all the medicines I need to take. I'm active,
Okay, so it sounds like you take pretty good care of
As
yourself.
active as a 60-year-old can be.
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
that's this day and age. That's easy. Do you use any substances?
No.
Do you drink at all?
No.
Nothing?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Wow, you really are healthy, that's for sure. Do you have any spirituality or religion that you follow?
No.
Nothing? Okay. Do you do any sort of, so I know you mentioned you walk. Do you have any, yoga, meditation, anything of that sort?
Yoga.
You do yoga? Okay.
Meditation through yoga, but not as a part of any religious practice.
Okay, that's good. And do you usually do that at home, or do you do that
In nature.
in nature? That's awesome. I love that. Okay. Just a couple other things. So since your spouse has been sick, have you been working through that, or are you unemployed?
I'm actually retired.
You're retired.
I'm
Okay.
retired.
What did you do for your job?
I was a teacher.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. What age?
I taught high school.
Okay.
English.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That probably took a lot of stamina
They were great.
to deal with them. Yeah?
Love the kiddos.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Okay, so we are wrapping up here. Now that I've kind of gotten your background information, we went over all, the rules and consent, that kind of stuff. Do you have any questions for me?
Where are all, if I have to go to the bathroom, where is that? And is there a kitchen in here if I want to make tea?
So we do not have a kitchen that you have access to, but I apologize. Normally I do offer, we do have a Keurig, we've got coffee, and we've got water, so
Okay.
I apologize. I was all over the place at the beginning
That's
of
okay.
this. But yeah, normally I can offer you a drink, that's for sure. And then as we walk out, I can show you where the restroom is, and we've got a water fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to ask, do you drive here, or do you take local transportation?
I ride my bike.
You ride your bike? Perfect. You really are just so active. I'm very impressed. That's awesome.
Gotta get that heart rate up.
Absolutely. If you ever do drive, especially, once these Ohio winters get a little crazy, we do have free parking in the back,
Awesome.
which I'm sure you saw the bike racks are right there as well. So you are free to park there whenever. So what I'm going to do is walk you out, and then there are just a couple more consent forms for you to sign up at the front, and just acknowledging that I went over the confidentiality and that I went over HIPAA. So I'm going to walk you out,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can get you scheduled for your next appointment if you would be willing to come back.
Yeah, definitely. Is there an opening, or is there a certain day of the week that you and I can see each other, it's set that time?
We can definitely do set. Yeah, I have a
Okay.
couple clients that are sort of all over the place,
Okay.
but I do have quite a few time slots that I keep that could be set. So if this is a time slot for you, I do know that I have this one
Perfect.
open weekly, so we can go ahead and just lock you in
Right.
for the next couple months.
Perfect.
All right, let me walk you out.
All right.
Thanks.